Hey YouTube, it's Mike here, and today I'm bringing you guys a video clip of me playing versus an elite player. Now, if you guys remember earlier on during the year, I was streaming and I ended up playing this person Moji, where he ended up smashing me 8-1 or 8-0. I can't really remember what it was, but he ended up beating me really good live on stream. So since then, I became friends with him and ended up playing a few games throughout the year with him. And I wanted to show you guys this gameplay because I think I'm learning a lot from playing versus a top player. So I wanted to show you guys me playing versus Moji. At the same time, we're going to talk about certain stuff of the game, and we're also going to be talking about the delay and all that, because we ended up getting a lot of delay throughout this game.
This match, yeah, I mean, it could be all over, and so early on in the season that would be disastrous for them.
Now, as you guys are watching me play him in the background, I will also want to explain why you guys see me with 600 something thousand coins in my account. It's based on the fact that after playing a few games with one of my new elite buddies over here, I wanted to he started explaining to me that if I was playing Ronaldo on 7 and I felt there was no difference, why am I playing with his 95 version card just because it's a striker? You're paying double the price that you could pay for a regular version Ronaldo. So he convinced me that it was not worth the coins to play him on like to have his better version, just based on the fact that it gives him a plus what am I saying? It gives him a chemistry of 10. When I knew that as I was playing with Ronaldo even on 7, I was getting the same results. So I decided to sell him and buy a regular gold version of Ronaldo and playing him on 7, because I felt like the gameplay that he was doing, the performance was going to be exactly the same, and it is. And you guys will see that in the other video that I make. Now, I will say that the first 10 games that I had to play with a regular gold Ronaldo, he was actually on 6 cam, based on the fact that I didn't have the loyalty on him yet. And even at 6 cam, I saw him do a few little weird stuff here and there, but it wasn't like something, it wasn't like big or anything. And even on 6, he felt actually pretty good. So I'm starting to wonder, is it really 7 or maybe even 6 or 5 that you actually get a good performance from your players? Because the more I play, the more I start seeing other teams also that have a lot of players that don't have that full cam on their players, and I seem to have issues playing versus these people sometimes, and to the point where sometimes I even lose versus players that have poor chemistry in their team. Now, before we start talking about the gameplay itself that's happening in the background, because you guys are watching me play him, I did want to mention something, because in this particular game we have extreme delay. Okay, you guys may be looking at the game and the game may seem right to you, but actually it was kind of slow. Okay, and I know that throughout this weekend a lot of people were complaining about it, because we even heard Double A 9 Skills make a video today based on the fact that he was having issues with delay, and he ends up showing you guys a full game of him playing with pure delay, and he ends up losing like 5-1 or whatever it is, and it basically costs him the top 100 spot, because he was getting this throughout the weekend. Now, what's happening with the delay, I have no idea. Nobody really knows. EA is very silent about their servers. They'll never tell us when their servers are good or bad. They just make us play, and if we get bad servers, we get bad servers. I've spoke about input delay and lag and stuff like that before in my previous videos, and it gets to the point where you have to just accept it. As much as I believe that sometimes playing with this sort of delay and stuff like that, it's affecting your results, because it is. At the end of the day, you're not playing the way you want. For example, in this particular game, my opponent is a really good player. I mean, he is an elite 1 top 100 player, and most of the time he outplays me a lot. Okay, and this particular game, I would say it ended up being pretty even as at the end result he does beat me. The game felt much closer, and I think it felt much closer because I think the delay kind of helped me in my advantage. In a way, saying that he likes to play a faster game, and based on that, he probably couldn't play the exact game that he wanted, and it actually benefited me because the game was slowed down a little bit. So I was able to play a better game versus him. Where if he would have played, if the servers were completely right, the gameplay would have been probably more in his favor. In a way, saying the gameplay would have been faster and he would have played more the way he wanted to play, right? So sometimes it's going to benefit you and sometimes it's not going to benefit you. Okay, so we're not going to get in too much into delay and stuff like that. We're going to go into and talk about the game and, you know, what I'm learning playing versus a top player. And you know, like we'll talk about what's happening on the pitch and stuff like that, and we'll get into the video. So I also want to mention that I want to thank Moji to having me play him, because you know, it is time consuming when somebody plays other people. For me, I find it's beneficial. For him, I don't know if it's beneficial. I don't think so, based on the fact that I'm a lower ranked player. So whenever a lower ranked player is playing a better ranked player, it's very normal that it's more beneficial for the person that is a lower ranked, based on the fact that he's learning more, when he would probably benefit more playing people at his level, and, you know, like at his competition level than, you know, someone a bit lower like me, for example, or Gold 1 player. So I thank him a lot for actually giving me his time to play some games versus him and actually learn and see how an elite player plays. Now, throughout my weekend leagues, I played elite players. Of course, I played many elite players. Of course, I don't take footages of every gameplay I play because it would just take too long. I've beat some. I've lost many. Who knows? You know what I mean? Have I ever played against a top 100 player? I probably did also. I don't know all the names by heart. I imagine I played some of these guys. Have I ever beat a top 100 player? I honestly don't even know. Based on the fact that I don't go look at every single person I play and I go type in their name and say, oh, this guy top 100. I don't know. Sometimes I'll go look at the foot channel and see if he's there. If I recognize him, his name, I'll go look. Most of the time when I went to look, I never really seen one. Sometimes I assume when I see a crazy team, you know, like those godly teams, like for example, he has a godly team, he has a really good team. When I see teams like that, that's when I usually go check to see if it's a top 100 player or stuff like that, because most of the time I feel like the guys that are top 100 are going to be using the best players to help them throughout the getting to you know, like the highest ranks possible, because I feel like it would be extremely hard for anybody to be playing with a mediocre team to reach top 100. Now, is it possible? Sure, everything is possible in this game, but we're not going to get into those details, because at the end, we're not talking based on that today. So whenever I'm playing versus Mojo, for example, one thing I've noticed the most from a top player is that they are very aggressive. They don't give you, as you can see, they don't give you much space to do anything. So you got to be quick on your passes and try not to think too much with the ball. You know, like try to always think before you make the play. Like always anticipate what you want to do before you pass it to somebody. So if you know that you want to do a 1-2 or whatever it is, 2-ball, anything you want to do whenever you're playing versus a top player. The stuff that I'm learning is that you have to play in a way that is very of course you have to be unpredictable. That's one thing, but you have to be quick. In a way, saying that you have to be quick on reacting, because a lot of the top players, or all the top players, are very quick at reacting and they're very aggressive. They'll ambush you basically. They won't make you breathe. They're very good at giving you no space, so it feels like you feel like you're suffocating, because it feels like you can't really do anything based on their aggression. And this is something that if you understand how they do it, it will benefit your game too, because you start to understand how to like keep yourself calm. Now, one of the biggest things that he had told me is that if I keep myself composed the way I did throughout this game, my results will be better. Do I play every game like this? No. When I start getting angry and things don't start going my way, I start losing it. I mean, I start playing aggressive, but aggressive stupid, not smart aggressive. I just start being aggressive. I start being careless. I start doing a lot of bad stuff that that puts me on whatever you want to call it, on tilt or whatever it is, you know. And this is the thing about people that are really good at the game. They know how to always keep themselves composed no matter what. Even if he told me himself that whenever he is getting games that are completely BS, it gets to him, because it gets to everybody. So don't think just because you're a top 100 player or an elite player, whatever, pro, whatever you are, don't think based on that alone you don't get frustrated. Everybody gets frustrated. I mean, we've seen it in many different YouTube videos where you see some of the pros getting frustrated. We've seen it in the event where, for example, the guy ends up like quitting the game based on the fact that he gets 3 kickoff goals. So there's a lot of stuff that could happen that could really piss the shit out of you in this game, and it's keeping yourself composed where it's actually gonna help you overcome a lot of these things. Another thing that I learned from playing versus him is that he explained to me, for example, like that's why I ended up selling Ronaldo and all that. Playing with OP cards, you have to do it. Every time you don't play with cards that are considered OP or, you know, broken or whatever it is, you're putting yourself in a disadvantage. So it's up to you what you want to succeed in the game. Do you want to be an elite player? Do you know? It depends what's your goal. If your goal is to become an elite player or a top 100 player or whatever it is that you want to become, you got to play with OP cards. It's very important for you to play with those type of cards. Not everybody could afford them, but for the people that could afford certain OP cards and throughout the year they play and they make money, keep building your team around these players, because those are the ones that will give you the best success in weekend league. Okay, if you're just a guy that wants to play casual and you just want to have fun and you want to play with the cards that you want, just play with whoever you want and try not to make the game get at you, because you know that you're putting yourself in a disadvantage. So try not to like blame yourself or blame the game for what it is, because it's not gonna help you. As much as I want to hate on certain things in this game, we have to also understand that there's people that actually understand the mechanics of the game, in a way saying that they understand how to abuse certain things in the game that makes them a better player. It's not their fault that the game is broken and something is overpowered. If somebody understands a certain mechanic or a product, whatever it is of a game, and they understand if you do this, for example, it will create this, for example. You know what I mean? So yes, are the people are abusing certain mechanics of the game to become top 100 or elite players? Of course. But is it their fault? No. The fault is EA, that they don't fix the broken stuff in the game. And for the people that complain about the game like I do, because I've complained about the game all year long, and don't adapt to the broken stuff, it's on me, in a way, saying, because I know what's broken. I can complain about it as much as I want, but at the end of the day, that's what it is. So it's either you accept it as a broken product and you abuse that part of the game and adapt to it so you can become a better player, even if you disagree with what's happening throughout the gameplay. If you want to be at that next level, you basically going to have to accept the game as it is and understand and accept the mechanics of the game and what's broken, what's OP, and so on. And the more I've played versus Moji or spoke to him, from my understanding, that what's coming from his point of view is that he uses what's in his advantage, and that's what all the top players are gonna do. They're gonna, like I said, they're gonna benefit from the stuff that are broken or whatever it is, OP in the game, and they're gonna use it to their advantage. And that's the way you're gonna learn and become a better player. Like I said, it doesn't mean that I agree with the gameplay being like that, but I have to accept the fact that that's what it is. and hopefully you guys understand the message I'm trying to tell you guys. It's not about me not saying I don't want to fix FIFA no more. Yes, I want to fix FIFA. It's what I know. I would like to fix FIFA, but I'm just giving you guys a heads up, because when FIFA 19 comes out and we start all over from scratch, there's going to be new things that are going to come out throughout the game, and there's going to be new OP stuff, new broken stuff, and we're going to continue complaining about certain things. I know I will complain about certain things that I find that's going to be retarded, but at the end, these are all things that if you learn and adapt to, you could use it to your advantage, and it will make you a better player, or at least it will make you have better results. Another thing is, for example, this year the kickoff goals. We all know the kickoff goals is a problem, and I've scored a lot of my goals this year on kickoffs, so it does benefit me at some point during the game too, you know what I mean? So the end of the game is coming, and as you can see, for 88 minutes the game was very, very tight. It felt like it was it could have went both ways. Unfortunate, we all know that when the 90th minute comes nearby, you're in a very dangerous spot to get scored, and here it is. He scores exactly at the 90th minute. Now, it's something that we all know that is OP throughout a game. It happens a lot, 45th, 90 minute, and it is what it is. As much as we hate it, we have to accept it. So I just want to say thanks to Mujo to actually be playing against me, because it's fun. I'm actually learning how to play versus an elite top 100 player, and I feel that overall it will eventually benefit me as a player also. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Those are the stats, and as you can see, I end up losing the game at the end at the 90 minute 4-3. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I see you guys in the next one. Have a good day, guys. Bye bye.